Hello everyone and welcome to Makeshift Studio. So please keep in mind throughout this series that I'll be using my phone for all of the B-roll footage, all of the interview footage, and the audio. So the quality of the audio, probably not so great. The video is 1080, as is the quality of most phones now. So image-wise, it'll be a lot better than the audio quality. I thought that I would be better prepared for this challenge than I actually was. What I've come to realize as a producer is that I rely heavily upon my equipment to make sure it sounds good, looks good, all those things. And when I had to strip everything away and go down to the bare minimum, that is actually one of the bigger challenges that I've had in quite a while. Stay tuned for episode 1, The Space. If space were a commodity on the open market, I know I'd buy some. I need just a little more. Because of stay-at-home and because of Zoom, more people are seeing parts of our home that we didn't think we'd be showing. And in fact, more people have seen this studio in the past 2 weeks than I've shown in the past 2 months. Luckily for us right now, we're all in the same boat. From local reporters and anchors to the governor to the cast of SNL and even Tom Hanks. Show the world, they see. I have learned that for me, less is more, and I need a cleaner space in order to focus. I thought I could thrive in chaos, but I just can't. So what do you need to do to your space to make it functional for you? Stay tuned for episode 2, The Power. The stay-at-home hasn't been too bad. You want to know something that would bring me to my knees? Power outage. So you'll use a lot of power when you do these recordings. I have my phone plugged in all the time because I don't want it to shut off in the middle of a recording. We have lights plugged in, we have batteries charging, there's a lot of power being used. Because I have a lot of equipment that gets powered by USB, I went ahead and I bought a power strip, actually two of them, that have USB ports already built into them. I found it just takes up a whole lot less space when you're trying to charge several things at once. One thing that a lot of people don't consider are battery packs like this. They're powered on a USB, and they're great if you need to give your phone just a little more life. How many times did I say power in this episode? Stay tuned for episode 3, Lights. Lighting in 1 minute? Gonna be a two-parter. My makeshift lighting setup consists of 2 lamps, left and right, overhead lights from a fan, a small lamp behind me that lights the background a little bit, 2 book lights that light the speakers left and right, and a little bit of sun that comes in the window. Now we'll turn on each light individually so you can see the overall effect. Background. Overhead. Camera right. Camera left. Stay tuned for episode 3.5, The Lights. You look so different. The curtain in front of my window is acting like a softbox, and I absolutely love the quality of light that's coming from it. However, what I don't love, my background. One thing you can do if you're using LED bulbs is place a small piece of white cloth over the bulb itself and clip it. It helps diffuse it and makes the light a little less harsh. Some lighting alternatives that you may not have considered are things like your laptop, especially if you're using your webcam. Just video search, white screen. One of my favorites if you own an Android tablet is called Pocket Softbox. You can change a color tone. And in a pinch, you can even use these little LED lights that are balanced to the sunlight. Stay tuned for episode 4, The Camera. Today we're going to be talking about devices. When broken down into Latin, de, about or concerning, vices, vitium, a bad habit. It's about right. Really, the point of this exercise is to look around at what you already have and figure out what the highest video resolution is in each of your devices and record with that. iPad Air 2 Max resolution 1920 by 1080 and a surprising 720 by 120 frames per second, so next time I want to do slow-mo, I'm going to have to grab this thing. The winner for me, of course, ended up being my Moto G6 cell phone. It fits very conveniently in the little cell phone tripod that I bought, and also it has wireless, so I can transfer all the files that I just shot to my computer immediately. Stay tuned to episode 5, The Workflow. I told the genie I wanted to look like Brando. Should have said what year. Why the white t-shirt? It's because we're talking about workflows, and it's as plain as it gets. However, really important, as it underlies all of the things that you're doing in your production. So my workflow used to be record to a camera like this, to an SD card, transfer all of the footage onto a hard drive, and then import that into my project. But when recording to a cell phone, it's a little different. I download each file into an individual folder that sits in a master folder called Makeshift Studio. The individual folders are each episode. Then when I go into my Premiere project, I simply import each episode folder and start working from there. Stay tuned to episode 6, The Edit. The control is in the editing. So is a lot of your time. So editing is both an art and a science, and by that I mean you're looking at timing, you're looking at your use of B-roll, which is really any footage that isn't straight interview footage. It really adds to pushing the narrative of the story. For editing software, I would say there's a couple of options for free. One is Windows Movie Maker for PC, the other is iMovie for Mac. If you're looking to expand beyond that, Adobe Premiere CC is only about $20 a month if you sign up for a year. I think it's $25 on a monthly basis, but won't break your bank. One tip that I have is to make cuts to the music, because when you cut the image to the music, it makes it feel much more like a cohesive unit. Stay tuned for episode 7, The Share. So for the last episode, I'd like to say thank you for sharing your time with me. When sharing your work, there are a few things to consider. One is length of time. How long is the production? Are you putting a 5-minute piece on Facebook? Are you putting a 5-minute piece on Instagram? Probably not. On YouTube? Yeah. Where are your followers? So how do you usually communicate with them? Where are they expecting to see and hear from you? And make that your main avenue. And another thing. Don't forget to share them with us, your local television station, FC Public Media.